chosen one. Pause in this very moment. Not to worry, not to fight another round, but to breathe deeply and realize heaven already declared the victory before you ever stepped into the battle. You no longer have to prove yourself. You no longer have to run until you collapse. This is the season to enter into rest. You may have thought rest was a sign of weakness, but in truth, rest is the loudest declaration of faith. Rest means you know for certain the work is finished. Just like a farmer who plants a seed in the ground, he doesn't dig it up every day to check. He trusts the unseen process. That's you right now, trusting in what you cannot see, believing that victory has already matured in the realm of heaven. It is written in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 14, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." These words were not only for Israel standing before the Red Sea, they echo into your life today. Let this truth erase your fear. You don't need to swing the sword anymore. You don't need to figure out the way forward. God has already made a way. Picture this, a boat caught in a raging storm. The unskilled sailor will panic and row frantically, wearing himself out. But the seasoned sailor knows sometimes the safest move is to let go of the oars, to trust the current, and to wait for the wind to carry him to shore. Your rest works the same way. Not trust in the storm, but trust in the one who commands the storm. Let me tell you a story of a chosen one. He lived many years in tension, always praying, "Lord, help me fight. Give me more strength." But the more he prayed that way, the more exhausted he became. One day, he stumbled upon the promise that God himself would fight for him. That day, he shifted. For the first time, he no longer prayed for more strength to strive. He prayed for grace to rest. And in the silence of surrender, the very door he had been pounding on for years opened on its own. Not because he fought harder, but because he trusted deeper. Chosen one. That is your journey as well. Don't let the enemy deceive you into believing the war is still raging. Don't let the noise of the world drown out heaven's silent announcement. It is finished. When you sit down in peace, you are not growing weaker. You are becoming like a mountain, unshakable, immovable, a terror to the kingdom of darkness. If this word stirs something in your spirit, mark this moment. Tap like as a witness of your agreement. Share this so someone else can also step into rest. And subscribe so you do not miss the stream of divine reminders in this season. Now, seal it with a prophetic act. In the comments, type the number 77. That number is your declaration. I no longer fight in worry. I step into rest. The battle is already won. Oh, and as you type it, imagine the weight lifting off your shoulders. You are not just writing numbers, you are writing freedom. You are writing release. You are writing the evidence that heaven's victory is alive in you right now. Step forward lightly. The ground beneath you is already holy, already secured. Every breath you take in this season is proof. Rest is not retreat. Rest is triumph. You carry marks on your soul that few can see. The world only notices your smile, your ability to keep going. But heaven knows the depth of the scars. Each scar whispers of a battle once fought. They are not decorations of defeat, they are monuments of survival. The fact that you are still standing is proof that the hand of God was always covering you. There were nights when you thought you would not make it. Nights when the silence of heaven felt heavier than the attack of the enemy. Yet, Somehow, morning came. Somehow, the breath of life met you again. You walked through fire. And even though you smelled of smoke for a season, the flames did not consume you. Think of gold refined in a furnace. The metal screams in the heat. Impurities rise to the surface, and the fire seems merciless. But once the fire subsides, what remains is something purer, stronger, and more radiant. That is who you are now, purer than before. Not because you avoided the fire, but because you endured it. As it is written in the book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 9, whatever they plot against the Lord, he will bring to an end. Trouble will not come a second time. These words are a seal upon your scars. What wounded you before has no authority to return. Heaven does not allow the same chains to bind you twice. Your scars are not evidence of weakness. They are evidence of battles already settled. The enemy tried to break you, but you became unbreakable. The rejection you faced carved space for deeper dependence. The betrayals you endured cut away illusions, leaving you anchored only in God. And the heartbreaks, they stretched your soul, making more room for compassion and empathy, qualities that mark a true chosen one. There is a quiet dignity in survivors like you. You don't have to announce what you've been through, because the atmosphere shifts when you walk into a room. Darkness recognizes the endurance written into your spirit. Your very presence is a reminder to hell that its weapons failed. Consider the story of another chosen one. For years he prayed for deliverance from hardship, but instead of immediate escape, he was given strength to walk through it. Every betrayal etched something deeper into his heart. Every disappointment turned into a stepping stone. He once thought scars meant shame. Later, he realized each scar was a testimony. They became like medals pinned to a soldier's chest, each one shouting, "I lived through this, and I am still here. I'm chosen one." Your journey is no different. What you survived was not random, nor was it wasted. The weight of past battles pressed you into greater purpose. You are not fragile, you are forged. You are not overlooked, you are preserved. Every scar declares a story, not of how strong you were, but of how faithful God has always been. So do not despise your scars. Let them remind you that you are not still fighting the same wars. They are behind you now. They cannot reopen, for heaven has sealed them with purpose. You stand here, breathing proof that the fiercest battles have already bowed to the name above every name. And now, every step you take is a step on holy ground. Your scars are no longer wounds, they are crowns, shining with heaven's glory. You know this tension well, the fear that what happened before will happen again. The shadow of past defeats creeps in and whispers, "What if you lose again? What if the pain repeats itself?" The enemy is skilled at recycling memories of failure to paralyze you in the present. Yet you must hear this. You are not walking into the same trap. What was once a battlefield is now holy ground. Fear thrives in repetition. It convinces you that cycles never break, that your destiny is chained to yesterday's mistakes. But God is not a God of endless cycles of defeat. He is a God of new beginnings. Where you saw a closed door, He has carved out a brand new path, according to what is revealed in the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 19. "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. This is the declaration that silences fear. The old pattern will not repeat. A new way has already been prepared. Think of a river carving through a desert. It doesn't ask permission from the sand. It simply flows. Unstoppable. Cutting a new path where none existed before. That is what God is doing in your life. The same desert that once felt like a dead end is becoming the very place where streams of life are rising. There was a chosen one who once avoided opportunities out of fear that they would collapse as before. Every open door looked suspicious. Every blessing felt temporary. But the Spirit whispered, "This is not then. This is now." Slowly, she dared to step, and to her surprise, the ground held firm. What once crumbled beneath her feet had become a platform for destiny. That is the same assurance waiting for you. Fear is an echo. It has no body, no substance. It is a sound from the past, trying to convince you it still holds power. But echoes fade when you walk farther from the cave. You are already beyond it. Even if the sound still lingers, chosen one, you will not repeat old defeats. You will not cycle endlessly. What was once a nightmare season is now a closed chapter. The author of your story never repeats the same tragedy twice. He is writing glory where you once saw loss. Now, I want you to anchor this truth in your spirit with a simple act of agreement. In the comments, write, "Fear is broken." Just 3 words. But each one is a hammer against the chains of your past. As you write them, you are not just typing, you are testifying. You are declaring to your own soul that you will not be trapped by shadows. You are stepping into the new stream, the fresh path, the unshakable promise of God. When you write, "Fear is broken," you are proclaiming more than courage. You are agreeing with heaven's verdict. You are saying, the same failure will not repeat. The same darkness cannot return. The same wounds will not reopen. Your words align with God's word. And alignment always creates breakthrough. And as you echo this truth, fear loses its grip. It may try to whisper, but its authority has been revoked. You stand not on shaky ground, but on ground prepared by the Lord Himself. This is no longer the battlefield of yesterday. It is the platform of your destiny. Your enemy is not as strong as he wants you to believe. He thrives on illusion, exaggerating his power through fear, noise, and deception. From the beginning, his strategy has been smoke and mirrors, making shadows look like mountains and whispers sound like thunder. But when the light of truth shines, his weapons are revealed as empty. You must understand, the enemy has already been disarmed. The cross was not just a symbol, it was the courtroom where his authority was stripped. Every accusation, every curse, every lie lost its power. In that moment, the chains he once used against humanity were shattered, leaving him with only one weapon: deception. Think of a snake that has lost its venom. It can still hiss. It can still coil around. But its bite is no longer fatal. That is the enemy in your life now. He may make noise. He may thrash about. But the poison has been drained. His threats are hollow. His accusations powerless. The Apostle Paul wrote in the letter to the Colossians, chapter 2, verse 15, "And having disarmed the powers and authorities, he made a public spectacle of them, triumphing over them by the cross." This verse is not a promise yet to be fulfilled. It is a reality already accomplished. The powers that opposed you have already been humiliated. You are not waiting for victory. You are walking in it. There was once a chosen one who lived under constant fear. Every setback felt like an attack. Every delay seemed like a curse. She thought the enemy still had full authority over her life. But one night, as she prayed, she felt the Spirit whisper, "Look closer." She saw herself chained. But when she examined the chains, they were unlocked. She had been free the whole time, yet living as if bound. From that day forward, she began walking differently, not avoiding shadows, but confronting them with light, and every shadow fled. So it is with you. The enemy may parade in front of you like a lion, but he is not the Lion of Judah. He only imitates, only copies, only distorts. Real authority belongs to the one who speaks worlds into existence. Real power flows from the throne of God, and that throne is the very seat of your covering. Imaginea courtroom. The accuser stands, presenting every failure, every mistake, every sin. He lists them in detail, shouting, pointing, demanding judgment. But then the judge lifts his hand and says, "Case dismissed." Not because you defended yourself perfectly, but because the blood already paid the price. The gavel falls, and the accuser is silenced. That is your story. That is your present reality. Chosen one, your awareness must shift. Stop magnifying the enemy's noise. Start magnifying God's triumph. Every time fear rises, remind yourself, he has already been exposed. He has no venom left. Every time lies echo. Anchor yourself in truth. The cross has already declared my freedom, and the enemy's greatest weapon is convincing you to fight battles that no longer exist. Don't waste your strength swinging at illusions. Lift your eyes instead to the victory already written. Let peace become your posture, and truth your shield. You are not under the authority of darkness. Darkness is under the authority of Christ, and Christ lives in you. That means victory is not a distant dream. It is the ground beneath your feet right now. The crown you carry is not waiting at the end of a distant finish line. It is already resting upon your head. The crown is not a reward for surviving one more battle. It is the mark of completion, the seal of a victory that was written long before you drew your first breath. So often, people imagine crowns as heavy, jeweled ornaments placed only on the heads of kings and queens. But the crown you wear is different. It is invisible to human eyes, yet undeniable in the spirit. It is woven not of gold and silver, but of resilience, faith, and divine calling. Every time you refused to quit, another strand was added. Every time you chose light in the presence of darkness, another jewel was set in place. As the Apostle Paul reminds us in his second letter to Timothy, chapter 4, verse 8, "Now there is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day, and not only to me, but also to all who have longed for his appearing." This crown is not only for those in ancient times, it is for you. Right now, picture a runner who crosses the finish line. The crowd erupts. But in that moment, the runner hardly hears them. His heart pounds. Sweat pour. But the deepest joy comes not from the applause, but from the knowledge, it is done. I finished. That is what heaven whispers over you. It is done. You have finished seasons that tried to bury you. And now you wear the crown of completion, There was a chosen one who struggled with the idea of being worthy. She thought crowns belonged to others, leaders, saints, heroes, not to someone like her. But one night, she dreamed of a banquet. The king himself walked toward her, carrying a crown. She trembled, trying to step back. But the king smiled and said, "This was made for you." He placed it on her head, and in that moment, every voice of unworthiness dissolved. When she woke, she knew the crown had always been hers. She had only needed to accept it. Chosen one. The same is true for you. You do not earn this crown by striving harder. You receive it by standing in the truth of who you are. You are crowned because the battle is already finished, because heaven has already celebrated your victory. Now, if your spirit feels the weight and beauty of this crown, let it move you into a gentle act of response. Think of it this way. When someone places a crown on your head, you don't heed it. You lift your chin. You let the light catch it. You allow others to see what has been bestowed upon you. So, I invite you share this message as if you were lifting your crown high for others to witness. Tap the like button, not as a duty, but as a gesture of gratitude, like bowing before the king who crowned you. And subscribe, as though you are choosing to remain seated at the royal table, where reminders of your true identity are spoken again and again. These are not commands, they are invitations. They are opportunities to say, "Yes, I will not hide what has been given to me. Yes, I will walk as one already crowned." The crown is not just about where you've been, it is about where you are going. Every step you take with it, gleaming in the spirit, is a proclamation to darkness. The victory is not coming. The victory is here. There is a test, far more difficult than action. It is the test of stillness. To act when called is one thing, but to wait when everything in you screams for movement is another. And yet, it is in the silence of waiting that the deepest trust is forged. The stillness test is not about inactivity, it is about alignment. It is not the absence of motion, but the presence of faith. You are not frozen, you are positioned. When the world urges you to rush, God whispers, "Be still and watch me." This whisper is not a delay. It is an invitation to see His strength unfold in a way that striving never could. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah. Chapter 6, verse 16. Stand at the crossroads and look. Ask for the ancient paths. Ask where the good way is, and walk in it, and you will find rest for your souls. Stillness is not emptiness, it is choosing the good path, the path that carries you into rest. Think of a bow in the hands of an archer. The arrow cannot fly until it is pulled back, held in tension, and released at the right moment. If the arrow is released too soon, it falls short. If it is pulled without pause, it loses direction. But when held in stillness, aimed with patience, and released in perfect timing, it pierces the target with precision. You, chosen one, are in that moment of being held in divine tension. Stillness is not your failure, it is your preparation for impact. There was a chosen one who struggled deeply with this test. Every door seemed locked, every prayer delayed. She felt forgotten, unseen, abandoned in the waiting. But in the stillness, she began to notice things she had missed before. The gentle encouragement of Scripture, the quiet presence of God in daily moments, the way peace settled, when she stopped striving. She realized the waiting was not punishment. It was training her eyes to see beyond the noise. By the time the door finally opened, she was not just ready for the opportunity. She was transformed by the stillness. Chosen one, this is why you are in a season of pause. Not to lose momentum, but to gain clarity. Not to waste time, but to mature. The world chases speed, but heaven values depth. And depth is only found in the still waters, where you learn to hear his voice more clearly. Do not despise the pause. Do not mistake silence for absence. When the heavens seem quiet, it is not abandonment, it is strategy. The commander of heaven's armies is arranging the field, moving pieces you cannot see, aligning outcomes you could never orchestrate. You are not stalled, you are being aligned with victory. Now, to mark this moment, take an action that anchors your spirit. In the comments, write the number 222. 2 is the number of covenant, partnership, and divine agreement. By writing it, you declare, I choose agreement with God's timing. I choose unity with His plan. I choose peace in His stillness. This simple act becomes a seal of faith, a reminder that even in silence, you are in sync with the heartbeat of heaven. And when you write 222, let it also remind you that stillness is not emptiness, it is expectancy. It is the sacred pause before doors swing open. The holy breath before the song begins. There comes a moment when running no longer makes sense. You have spent seasons fleeing from pain, from rejection, from the weight of responsibility. You ran because it was the only response you knew. You thought survival required constant movement, constant effort, constant hiding. But now heaven declares over you, the season of running has ended. You no longer have to escape. The shadows that once chased you have lost their grip. The voices that once accused you have been silenced. Running was your old rhythm. Rest is your new inheritance. This is the transformation that marks you as a chosen one. You are no longer reacting to fear. You are responding to peace. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28, Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. These words are not an invitation for tomorrow. They are for now. They are for the weary runner who has finally reached the end of their strength, only to discover that what they needed all along was not more speed, but more surrender. Imagine a deer pursued through the forest. At first, its heart pounds. Its legs move with lightning speed, branches snapping beneath its hooves. But eventually, the chase ends. The predator gives up, and the deer, trembling, discovers stillness in a meadow it never noticed before. The same meadow was always there, but it could only be found after the running stopped. You are that deer. You are entering the meadow now. There was a chosen one who had run for years, not from people, but from the weight of destiny. Every time she felt the tug of God's calling, she busied herself with something else. She filled her calendar, drowned herself in responsibilities, and justified the constant motion as diligence. But in truth, she was afraid of standing still long enough to hear what God might say. Eventually, her strength gave out. She had no more energy to keep up the chase. In that exhaustion, she collapsed before God. And there, in the stillness she had avoided, she finally felt the gentle embrace of his rest. What she feared was not her undoing, it was her healing. Running is not always with legs. Sometimes it is with the mind, constant worry, constant what-ifs, constant strategies to stay ahead of imagined disasters. Other times, it is with the heart moving from relationship to relationship, searching for safety in temporary places. But the end is always the same: exhaustion. And exhaustion is the ground where God plants his peace. Chosen one, you have outrun seasons, but you cannot outrun grace. Wherever you ran, grace was already waiting. Wherever you fled, love was already present. The end of running is not a collapse, it is a homecoming. You are not chased anymore. You are carried. Now, instead of flight, you are called to abide. Instead of striving, you are called to rest. Your new strength is not in your speed, but in your stillness. Your testimony will not be, "I escaped again," but "I stayed, and he sustained me." And the wilderness taught you how to survive, but this season will teach you how to stay. And staying will reveal a truth that running never could. You are safe. You are chosen. And you are home in him. Rest is not weakness. It is warfare in its most powerful form. The enemy expects noise, reaction, panic. He thrives when you rush into battles unprepared, swinging wildly at shadows. But when you stand calm, when you refuse to be moved by fear, it is as if you raise a shield that no weapon can pierce. Your rest is a declaration to the unseen realm: I trust God more than I fear the storm. And stillness confuses the enemy. He cannot comprehend it, because his kingdom is built on chaos. He's on distraction, hoping to agitate you. He whispers lies, hoping to provoke you. But when you remain unshaken, his plans unravel. Your peace becomes a weapon sharper than any blade, louder than any shout. We are reminded in the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 7, when the Lord takes pleasure in anyone's way, he causes their enemies to make peace with them. Notice this truth. It is not striving, not fighting, but alignment with God that disarms opposition. The battle is not won by force, but by faith. Not by rushing, but by resting. Think of a fortress built high on a mountain. Enemies gather in the valley, shouting, waving their weapons. But the fortress does not tremble. Its walls remain unmoved, its gates secure, its inhabitants calm. From above, their perspective is different. They see the enemy's weakness, the limits of his reach. You are that fortress. Rest does not mean ignoring the presence of threats. It means you know they cannot breach the place where God has positioned you. There was a chosen one who once fought every rumor, every criticism, every attack with words and actions. He spent sleepless nights crafting responses, trying to defend his name. But the more he fought, the more entangled he became in webs he could never escape. One day, he decided to stop answering. He chose silence. Days passed. Then weeks. What once seemed like roaring fires of accusation burned themselves out. Without his energy to fuel them, the flames died. And in the quiet, he realized his rest was louder than any defense. Rest as warfare is not passive, it is profoundly active. It demands discipline to hold your peace when everything inside screams to react. It requires courage to trust God when every voice around you demands action. Yet in choosing rest, You enter into the very rhythm of heaven, where battles are not won through striving but through surrender. Imagine water in a river. When it flows wildly, it crashes against rocks, foams, and expends its strength. But when it slows into a deep current, it carries ships effortlessly, moving them farther with less effort. That is what your rest does. It carries you farther than your striving ever could. Chosen one. This is the paradox of your calling. Your greatest weapon is not your sword, but your stillness. The silence of your spirit sends tremors into the kingdom of darkness. Every time you refuse to panic, every time you remain calm under pressure, you proclaim to all of heaven and hell alike that your trust is not negotiable. Do not underestimate the power of your peace. The enemy knows it is the one thing he cannot counterfeit. He can mimic signs. He can twist words. But he cannot reproduce the calm assurance of a soul anchored in God. That is why your rest terrifies him. It proves he has already lost. Every victory you walk in today is rooted in the cross. Long before you faced rejection, heartbreak, or sleepless nights, the cross had already written the ending of your story. It was not just two pieces of wood. It was the throne of triumph, the altar of finality, the moment where eternity itself bent down to secure your freedom. The Apostle Paul wrote in his first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 1, verse 18, "For the message of the cross is foolishness to the perishing, but to us who are being saved, it is the power of God." This is why you cannot minimize what happened there. The cross is not history, it is present power. It continues to echo through your life, silencing the accusations of the enemy and breaking the chains of fear. Think of a courtroom where every crime is listed against you. The prosecutor builds his case, detail after detail. The evidence is undeniable. But then, someone else steps forward. He does not argue your innocence, he takes your place. The verdict of guilty falls on him, and in exchange, you walk free. That is what the cross did for you. Every accusation found its end there. Every weapon was broken at that hill called Calvary. There was a chosen one who carried deep shame. She lived as though her failures were engraved on her skin, visible for everyone to see. But the day she finally understood the power of the cross, she realized her shame had been nailed there too. She was not carrying it anymore. She was carrying freedom. And the moment she embraced that truth, she walked lighter, laughed louder, and loved deeper. Chosen one. The cross is not a relic, it is your foundation. Every time you doubt, look to it. Every time fear rises, remember it. The bloodshed there does not fade with time. It speaks louder today than it did 2,000 years ago. It is your anchor, your defense, your unshakable proof that the battle has already been won. Now, I invite you to seal this truth not with striving, but with agreement. In the comments, write, "The cross wins." 3 simple words, but they carry eternal weight. When you write them, you are declaring that no wound, no mistake, no attack has the final word. The cross already decided. You are walking not toward victory, you are walking from it. And here is why this declaration matters. When you say, "The cross wins," you are not just repeating a phrase, you are choosing to step out of the mindset of defeat. You are reminding yourself that shame no longer speaks, fear no longer rules, and guilt no longer chains you. You are aligning your heart with the finished work of Christ. anchoring your present battles in the eternal triumph already secured. Think of a flag raised after a war. The battle is over, but the flag is a visible reminder for generations to see that victory was won on that soil. Your words are that flag. Every time you say them, you plant the banner of Christ's victory over your own story. You silence the whispers of darkness and proclaim, "This ground is claimed by the blood. Al, chosen one." Let this phrase echo not only in your comments, but in your life. Let it mark the way you rise in the morning, the way you face challenges, the way you rest at night. For every season, every storm, every shadow, you already know the end. The cross wins. Living from victory is different than striving for it. When you live as though breakthrough is still somewhere in the distance, you wake up anxious, desperate, constantly questioning if you've done enough. But when you live from victory, every breath is steadied by assurance. You are no longer chasing freedom, you are walking inside it. We find in the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 37, "No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through Him who loved us." This is not a future promise. It is your present identity. More than a conqueror means you are not defined by the fight, but by the triumph that follows. Imagine walking into a garden that someone else has already tilled, watered, and filled with fruit. You don't have to plow the ground or plant the seeds. All you do is step inside and enjoy what was already prepared. That is what living from victory feels like. The labor was Christ's, but the harvest is yours. There was a chosen one who lived many years as if everything depended on her strength. She prayed hard, fasted hard, worked hard, but exhaustion was her constant companion. One day she read the words, "It is finished." And for the first time, she dared to believe they applied to her. She stopped praying as if she were begging God for scraps, and began praying as if she was seated at His table. Her prayers shifted from desperation to gratitude, and gratitude changed everything: her perspective, her posture, her peace. Living from victory is like standing in the sunlight after a long storm. You don't make the sun rise, you simply step out and let its warmth cover you. Or like a bird flying with the wind at its back, it doesn't strain against resistance, it glides, carried farther than its wings alone could take it. That is what your life becomes when you accept that the victory is already won. But this is not about ignoring pain or pretending challenges don't exist. It is about perspective. Even in hardship, you live as though the outcome is already secure, because it is. The cross was your courtroom, and resurrection was your receipt. Nothing can nullify what was settled there. Chosen one. If these words stir something in you, let them be more than just a message. Let them be a mirror. Look at your own life. Are you living as if you are still fighting for scraps, or are you walking as one who already wears the crown? And if your heart whispers, "Yes, this is for me," then respond with joy, not obligation. Tap like as if you are setting a stone of remembrance, a marker that says, "Here I realized I already live in victory." Share this as if you are passing a torch, carrying light into the hands of another weary traveler. And subscribe as if you are choosing to remain in the circle of truth, where reminders of your crown and your calling continue to flow, not because you must, but because you want to, because your spirit longs to celebrate the victory already alive within you. These simple choices become symbols, small outward echoes of an inward reality. You are not striving anymore. You are living from triumph. The enemy hoped you would live as a beggar, but you walk as an heir. The world hoped you would break under the weight, but you rise as a conqueror, and heaven smiles, because at last you are beginning to live, not for victory, but from it. The signs are everywhere if you are willing to see them. Heaven rarely shouts. It whispers through confirmations scattered across your path, a conversation that resonates deeper than expected, a door that closes gently, redirecting you elsewhere, a sudden peace that descends in the middle of chaos. These are not coincidences, they are prophetic confirmations that the war is already over and you are walking on the page that has already been turned. You may wonder if these signs are real, if they are enough to trust. Yet remember, God has always spoken in patterns and signals. He painted rainbows after the flood, parted seas for the Israelites, lit burning bushes to call leaders. He has not stopped using creation and circumstance to declare his will. He is the same God, and he is still weaving confirmations into the fabric of your days. The Apostle Paul wrote in his second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 1, "Every matter must be established by the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses." Notice this principle. God rarely gives one signal alone. He repeats, confirms, and aligns events so that doubt cannot hold you hostage. If you are attentive, you will see the repeated fingerprints of his guidance. Think of a traveler navigating a dense forest. The path is unclear, shadows everywhere. But then he notices small stones placed along the ground. One stone might be overlooked, but as he walks, he sees another, and then another. By the 3rd or 4th, he realizes someone has gone before him, and they are leading him out. That is how prophetic confirmation works. A single event may be easy to dismiss, but when heaven echoes it in multiple ways, you know you are being guided by design. There was a chosen one who questioned her worth constantly. She prayed for guidance, but heard only silence. One day, a friend spoke words that matched what she had written secretly in her journal weeks earlier. The next day, a stranger confirmed the same phrase without knowing her struggle. By the 3rd confirmation, her tears flowed freely. She realized heaven had been speaking all along. She was not forgotten. She was surrounded. Chosen one. Heaven has been sending you confirmations as well. That dream you keep having. That phrase that keeps repeating in conversations. That scripture that appears in unexpected places. Do not dismiss them as random. They are the threads of assurance being woven into a tapestry of peace. Prophetic confirmation does more than encourage. It anchors. When storms rage, you can look back at those signs and know you are not lost. They are like stars for ancient sailors, fixed points, guiding you home even when the sea is wild. They do not remove the storm, but they give you confidence in your direction. Sometimes, the confirmation is quiet, like a sense of rightness in your spirit. Other times, it is bold, like an opportunity that opens without explanation. Either way, the purpose is the same, to remind you that you are not wandering. You are being led. So do not dismiss the small signs. Gather them, treasure them, and let them speak louder than your fears. They are heaven's way of saying, you are on the right path. The battle is behind you. Keep walking. And every confirmation is like a candle lit in the dark. One may not fill the room, but together they reveal the way forward. Trust the light. Follow the flame. Your soul was never designed to live in constant tension. The endless weight of worry, the sleepless nights, the racing thoughts, these were never meant to define you. God created you for Sabbath, for deep rest that goes beyond a single day of the week. This rest is not external, it is woven into the fabric of your spirit. As it is written in the book of Hebrews, chapter 4, verse 9, there remains then a Sabbath rest for the people of God. This is not just a commandment, it is an inheritance. Rest is not a suggestion, it is your portion. It is the gift set aside for the chosen, a divine pause that restores your strength and heals your soul. Think of an instrument that has been played without pause, strings pulled tight until they are near breaking. It does not need another song, it needs silence to be retuned. Your soul is that instrument. Stillness is where the master musician retunes you, so that when you play again, the melody carries clarity and beauty. There was a chosen one who lived years in exhaustion. Her mind never rested. Even when her body tried to sleep, she believed that stopping meant falling behind, that slowing down meant failure. But one day, she read the words, "Be still and know that I am God," and she dared to rest. In that rest, she discovered strength she had never known. She realized that God's plan was not accelerated by her anxiety, nor delayed by her pause. Peace became her rhythm, and rest became her weapon. Chosen one, your soul's Sabbath is not idleness, it is intimacy. It is choosing to trust that God is working even when you are not. It is surrendering the illusion of control and stepping into the assurance that heaven never sleeps. You are invited to dwell in a place where striving ceases and love sustains. Imagine a field after harvest. The soil rests. The farmer pauses. The ground breathes. To the untrained eye, it looks empty, but beneath the surface, nutrients are returning. Life is regenerating. Strength is being prepared for the next season. That is your soul in this moment. What looks like stillness is actually restoration. Now, let this truth anchor you with a prophetic act. In the comments, write the number 888. The number 8 represents new beginnings, and the triple repetition proclaims a fullness of renewal. By writing it, you are saying, I enter into the endless cycle of God's renewal. I embrace not just one new beginning, but an overflow of them. End of. When you write 888, you are doing more than acknowledging a symbol. You are declaring a season shift. You are agreeing with heaven that your past cycles of exhaustion are closed. What lies ahead is a rhythm of divine restoration, a flow of rest that brings continuous renewal. Every breath, every pause, every moment of stillness becomes proof that you are no longer bound to old patterns, but living in perpetual newness. Chosen one. This number is your banner. It is heaven's reminder that rest is not temporary relief, it is the doorway to endless beginnings. A life that blooms again and again in His grace. So, whenever weariness tries to return, remember 888. Let it speak louder than your fears. Let it remind you that your soul has entered a covenant of renewal. You are not circling old battles anymore. You are rising into perpetual fresh beginnings. Glory does not arrive through striving. It is revealed through resting. The more you surrender, the more clearly His presence shines through you. It is in the quietness of trust that you begin to radiate what words cannot contain. Glory is not something you chase, it is something you carry. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 34, verse 5. Those who look to him are radiant, their faces are never covered with shame. This radiance is not the glow of human achievement, it is the reflection of divine presence. When you rest in him, his light spills out of you, and even those who cannot name it sense something different about your life. Think of the moon. It has no light of its own. Yet, when it simply turns its face toward the sun, it illuminates the night. In the same way, your soul shines when you rest, positioned toward God, reflecting his glory into places where darkness once ruled. There was a chosen one who spent years exhausting herself to prove her worth. She thought glory came from constant activity, from accomplishments stacked like trophies on a shelf. Yet, despite her striving, she always felt unseen. One season, forced into rest by circumstances beyond her control, she finally slowed down. To her surprise, people began to notice a new light in her, not her achievements, but her presence. She radiated peace. And in that peace, others encountered God's glory. She realized what striving could never produce. Resting had released. Glory revealed. Through rest is not loud. It does not demand attention. It is like the fragrance of a flower. The closer others come, the more they sense it. This fragrance is humility, peace, gentleness, and love, flowing out of a life hidden in God. You do not try to make it happen. It happens because you have made room for him. Chosen one. This season is not about showing the world your strength. It is about showing them his. And his strength is best revealed when you stop pretending you have to carry everything alone. The glory is not in how well you fight, it is in how deeply you trust. Imagine a candle placed in a dark room. The candle does not strain to push the darkness away, it simply burns. And as it burns, the darkness retreats. That is what your rest does. It allows the flame of his presence to shine without interference. You are not striving to light the room. You are simply being what you were made to be, a bearer of light. The glory revealed in rest also transforms how you see yourself. Instead of wearing shame, you wear radiance. Instead of carrying anxiety, you carry peace. People may ask, what changed? And you may not even have words to explain. But the answer is simple. Glory was always within you, waiting to be revealed once striving ceased. This is why rest is so vital. It is not just about recovery, it is about revelation. In rest, you discover that the glory of God does not come from your effort, but from his indwelling. You become a mirror, and the world cannot help but see his reflection shining through you. Chosen one. You are not just surviving this season, you are glowing in it. And that glow is heaven's testimony that the battle is over, that the victory is real, and that the glory is already yours to carry. Every hardship you endured has prepared the ground for a double portion. The pain was not without purpose, and the tears were not wasted. Heaven has a law woven into its very order. What is sown in suffering is reaped in multiplied blessing. The prophet Isaiah proclaimed in chapter 61, verse 7, "Instead of your shame, you will receive a double portion, and instead of disgrace, you will rejoice in your inheritance. And so you will inherit a double portion in your land, and everlasting joy will be yours." This is not poetic exaggeration, it is divine justice. Every place where you were reduced will be the very place you are increased. Imagine a field battered by storms, its soil torn and scarred. To the casual observer, it looks ruined, incapable of bearing fruit. But the farmer knows the truth. Storms drive nutrients deep into the earth, enriching it in ways gentle rains never could. That field, once broken, becomes the most fertile. Chosen one, you are that field. The afflictions pressed you down, but they pressed treasure into your soil. There was a chosen one who endured betrayal after betrayal. Friends turned away. Opportunities crumbled. And for years she carried the ache of loss. She thought God had forgotten her, that her pain was meaningless. But as seasons passed, she found herself restored with deeper friendships, stronger opportunities, and a peace that surpassed all understanding. One by one, she began to realize the betrayals had carved out space for better blessings. Where she lost one, she gained double. The double portion does not always look like material abundance. Sometimes it comes as wisdom born of wounds, compassion born of tears, or authority born of endurance. These invisible rewards carry weight that earthly riches cannot rival. They shape you into someone who not only survives storms, but becomes shelter for others walking through them. Think of Job. His story is not about loss, but about restoration. When everything seemed stolen, heaven was already preparing to return more than was taken. The double portion is the rhythm of God's kingdom. Loss is never the final word, and pain is never the final chapter. Chosen one, do not despise the ground of affliction. It is the soil of your reward. Every sleepless night, every unanswered prayer, every valley of shadows, they are receipts of what heaven now intends to multiply. Where the enemy tried to break you, God is building you. Where disgrace tried to mark you, joy will crown you. The double portion is not just a reward for endurance, it is an inheritance of identity. It testifies that you belong to a God who redeems, who restores, who multiplies. Others may look at your scars and see weakness, but heaven looks at the same marks and calls them entry points for blessing. So stand tall, not in pride, but in quiet confidence. What you endured is the evidence of what you will inherit. The scales are shifting. The weight of sorrow is giving way to the weight of glory. And when you walk forward, you will carry not only your own victory, but abundance enough to bless those who walk beside you. The double portion is never for you alone. It overflows. Your increase becomes someone else's breakthrough. Your restored joy becomes another's testimony. In this way, your life becomes proof that heaven wastes nothing and multiplies everything. The sound of joy returning is a holy sound. For too long, heaviness sat on your chest like a stone, silencing your laughter and dimming your smile. But heaven is lifting that weight now. What once felt like ashes is being exchanged for beauty. What once sounded like weeping is turning into songs of rejoicing. The prophet Jeremiah wrote in chapter 31, verse 13, "Then young women will dance and be glad, young men and old as well. I will turn their mourning into gladness and joy." This is God's promise to you. The tears you sowed in secret are rising now as rivers of laughter in the open. Imagine a tree in winter, its branches bare, its beauty hidden, its life seemingly gone. Yet beneath the surface, roots stretch deeper, unseen. And when spring comes, blossoms burst forth more vibrant than before. Your joy is like that tree. Though winter silenced it for a time, the season of blooming has arrived. There was a chosen one who thought her laughter was gone forever. Pain had taught her to expect disappointment, and even happy moments felt fragile, temporary. But one evening, in the quiet, she found herself laughing again, not forced, not shallow, but deep, bubbling up from a healed place in her soul. That laughter was not just hers, it was heaven's testimony that sorrow had lost its grip. Chosen one, your laughter is more than a sound, it is a weapon. Every time you smile despite shadows, every time joy flows in the middle of uncertainty, you strike terror into the heart of darkness. Joy testifies, you failed. Enemy, you could not keep me silent. And now, let your response to this moment be as natural and free as laughter itself. Tap like as though you are releasing a ripple of joy across the waters, a signal that says, yes, I have felt sorrow, but joy has returned. Share this as if you were opening a window to let sunlight spill into another person's room of heaviness. And subscribe as though you are planting yourself in a garden where reminders of joy and strength will bloom again and again. Finally, leave your own imprint. In the comments, write a short phrase, your personal echo of joy. It could be as simple as, I rise laughing, just 3 words. Yet they carry the fragrance of heaven's promise. When you write it, you are not just marking agreement, you are setting joy free to flow beyond you, into the lives of others who will read it. This is not obligation, this is celebration. Just as no one forces a flower to bloom, no one forces your joy to return. It unfolds naturally, beautifully, in its own time. And today, the time has come. Chosen one, your laughter is not fragile, it is eternal. It is not shallow, it is rooted in heaven's unshakable victory. So laugh boldly, smile freely, and let the world hear what hell tried to silence. Your joy has been restored. And when you laugh, remember, it is not just for this moment. Your joy ripples outward, like waves formed by a stone dropped in a still pond. Others who are near your life will feel the impact. They will see hope rising in your eyes, and it will awaken something in them. Your joy becomes contagious, spreading from soul to soul. This is why God restores laughter. It is never only for you. It is a testimony, a light, a healing stream for all who witness it. Rest is not only about this present moment, it is also a glimpse of eternity. Every time you step into peace, every time you choose trust over striving, you are tasting a shadow of the everlasting rest that awaits you. This is why the promise of heaven is not only about the absence of pain, but about the presence of unshakable peace. The Apostle John recorded in the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 4, He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death, mourning, crying, or pain, for the old order has passed. These words lift your eyes beyond the temporary and fix them on the eternal. Every sigh of relief you feel in rest today is a rehearsal for that eternal peace. Imagine a weary traveler who finally reaches home. The road was long, the nights were cold, and the weight on his shoulders felt unbearable. But when he arrives, the door opens, the fire is warm, and the burden is lifted forever. That is the eternal perspective, no more striving. only belonging. There was a chosen one who often felt restless. Even in moments of blessing, she could not shake the sense that life's troubles were always around the corner. One day, as she meditated on the promise of eternal rest, she realized her anxiety came from trying to secure what was already promised. She began to live differently, not as someone racing against time, but as someone anchored in eternity. Her soul breathed easier because she remembered this life is not the whole story. Chosen one, the rest you are learning now is training for eternity. You are being prepared to walk in rhythms of peace that will never end. When you sit in silence and feel His presence wrap around you, it is a foretaste of the day when silence will no longer hold any fear, but only fullness. Think of waves on a shore. They come and go, sometimes crashing, sometimes gentle, but the horizon remains unchanged, vast and unmoving. Your life may face waves, but eternity is your horizon, steady, eternal, never shifting. Resting in that truth keeps you grounded even as the tides of circumstances rise and fall. The eternal perspective also transforms how you handle pain. Instead of seeing suffering as endless, you see it as temporary. Instead of despairing in trials, you remember they are producing glory beyond measure. This perspective does not diminish your struggles, but it frames them in hope. What is heavy now is light compared to the everlasting weight of peace that is to come. Chosen one. The shadow of eternity is already falling across your present life. Every time you let go of worry, you are aligning with your eternal identity. Every time you choose joy, you are echoing heaven's song. And every time you rest, you are practicing for the day when rest will never be interrupted. Lift your eyes. This is not just about surviving today. It is about living with eternity in view. And eternity says, the battle is finished. The pain will pass. The glory will remain. So when the weight of the present tries to drag you down, remind yourself that your story stretches beyond time. You are not defined by fleeting troubles, but by eternal promise. Even your sighs are temporary, but your song will be everlasting. You are moving toward a horizon where peace never ends, and joy is unbroken. Peace is the final seal upon your journey, not the fragile peace offered by the world, dependent on circumstances and easily broken, but the deep, unshakable peace that comes from knowing the battle has already been won. This peace is not something you chase, it is something you step into, like walking across a threshold into a room that was always prepared for you. As Jesus declared in the Gospel of John, chapter 16, verse 33, I have told you these things, so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. This is the foundation of your rest, peace secured not by your strength, but by His victory. Imagine a stormy sea suddenly calming at a single word. Waves that once roared now lie flat. The air clears, and the silence feels holy. That is what His peace does. It quiets the chaos, not by removing the sea, but by stilling it under His authority. There was a chosen one who spent years waiting for peace to arrive when life finally became easier. But as challenges continued, she realized peace was not the absence of storms, it was the presence of God in the middle of them. When she learned to carry that presence, nothing could shake her. Storms came, but they did not sink her. Winds blew, but they did not move her. She discovered that peace is not a visitor, it is a resident, chosen one. This peace is your crown. It is the proof that you are no longer a slave to fear, no longer bound by anxiety. It testifies that you are seated in victory, that your soul is steady even when the world trembles. Think of a mountain, immovable and ancient. Winds tear at its sides. Storms pound against it. Yet it stands unchanged. People find shelter in its caves. Rivers flow from its slopes. And life flourishes around its strength. That is what you become when His peace is sealed upon you. A refuge, a source, a witness of stability. Peace is also prophetic. It points beyond today into eternity. Every time you breathe in calm assurance, you are rehearsing for the eternal rest where no shadow will fall and no fear will rise. Your peace today is a down payment of the everlasting peace that is to come. Do not overlook what is happening inside you. The stillness, the calm, the quiet confidence. These are not small things. They are the loudest testimony you could ever give. They declare to heaven, to earth, and to the kingdom of darkness that the battle truly is finished. Chosen one, this is your seal. You rise in peace, not because life is perfect, but because His victory is permanent, not because storms have ended, but because the storm maker is subject to the voice of your King. You are not restless anymore. You are not running anymore. You are crowned, steady, and whole. So walk forward, clothed in peace. Let it be your anchor, your compass, your shield, and let the world see, through the calmness of your soul, that heaven has already written the ending. The battle is finished, and the crown is yours. And remember, peace is not fragile. It is not a candle easily blown out. It is a torch carried through the ages, burning bright no matter the winds. Carry it with reverence, with courage, with gratitude, for this peace is the mark of the chosen, the seal of the victorious, and the eternal song of your spirit. Chosen one, you have reached the end of this message, but not the end of your journey. What has been spoken into your life is not theory, not wishful thinking. It is truth, sealed in heaven, unfolding in you now. The battle has already been won, the crown has already been placed, and peace has already been written into your destiny. This entire journey has been about leading you into rest, not as a pause, but as a posture. Rest is where your scars turn into testimonies, where your laughter returns with power, where your soul discovers its eternal rhythm. Rest is not weakness, it is strength, clothed in trust. Now, let your response to this moment be as beautiful and free as the journey itself. Tap like as if you are placing a stone of remembrance, marking the place where you chose peace over striving. Share this message as though you are opening a window, letting light flood into another weary heart that longs for rest. And subscribe as though you are choosing to sit continually at the banquet table of reminders, where your identity as a chosen one is nourished again and again. Finally, leave your imprint here, in the comments. Write your own declaration. It could be as simple as, I choose rest. 3 words. Yet they carry the power to echo through your life, aligning your present with the finished victory of Christ. By writing it, you are not only testifying, you are releasing permission for others to step into their own season of peace. The battle is not ahead of you, it is behind you. Walk forward, now crowned, steady, radiant, and whole.